Hello and welcome to our first Vinyasa flow class of this series. Tonight's class is designed to take you through the most traditional Vinyasa style yoga practice, focused on building strength, flexibility, and really weaving our way through dynamic transitions. As we move through this practice, if you feel any pain or discomfort at any time, please take a time out, rest in child's pose, and meet us back whenever you're ready. Having access to 2 blocks and a blanket may be useful for you in this practice. Let's start seated upright. Take your palms face down on your thighs. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Again, inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale with a sigh of relief. You've landed on your mat. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale completely. Take your hands together at heart center. Set an intention. An intention can be like a wish or something that you want to manifest in your life today, this week, this year. And turn that intention into a present tense statement. If you want to find the love of your life, I am in love, could be your intention. If you want to feel happiness and joy, I am happy, I am joyful. Repeat that intention to yourself 3 times. Now take another deep breath in. Exhale to blow away anything that stands in the way of that intention coming true. Inhale to Om just once. Blink open your eyes. Take your arms, inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Palms come to touch. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands down through heart center. Last time. Inhale, extend your arms as you lift your heart up. Look up. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Take your right hand onto the earth. Inhale, sweep your left arm up and over. Turn your gaze to the floor as you stretch your side body. Deep, deep, deep here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, pull back through center, both arms stretch up, your fingers spread wide. Exhale, reside on the opposite side. Look down towards your landed hand, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, come through center again, reach your arms high or reach back behind you like you're passing a beach ball to someone behind you, and then come forward, take your fingertips onto the floor. Push down through your fingers, round into your spine, and look towards your beautiful, beautiful belly. Inhale, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your gaze, look up. A seated cat-cow. Exhale, round into your upper back, stare towards your tummy or pelvis. Inhale, send your chest forward, building some strength and length in your spine. Come back through neutral spine. Take your hands, spread your fingers wide, and just start to wiggle out your fingers. Wiggle out your fingers, and then start to flick your fingers. Flick your fingers. Keep doing this movement until you start to feel some sensation in your wrists, in your upper arms, your lower arms rather. And we'll work through a few little wrist stretches before we embark on this flow practice, which inevitably puts a lot of pressure on your wrists. Let's flick for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make fists with your hands. Drop those fists down. Ooh, you feel that nice deep stretch through the fronts of your wrists, and walk or wag your fists from side to side. This is called begging dog. Now take your hands forward, drop both fingers to face down, catch one set of fingers with the opposite, drop that shoulder and pull your fingers in towards your body. Breathe in here, breathe out. Turn to the opposite hand, breathe in, breathe out. Very good. Take your time, find your way all the way up to standing, and come to step to the top of your yoga mat. Spread your toes nice and wide, pin down through the four corners of your feet. So really focus on rooting down through your feet. Take your hands alongside your body. Inhale. Exhale here. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach both arms towards the sky. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, fold all the way to the floor. Graze the earth with your fingers. Inhale, place your hands on your shins. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant your palms and step into a high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bend into your elbows so they graze your side body to come all the way to the floor. Walk your hands back beside your ribs. Press through all 10 toes and all 10 fingers. Root down through your hands, your pubic bones, and your toes to lift up. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift up. Really drag your elbows towards one another, shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, lower. Press down through the tips of each toe. Push into your hands and your knees so you're in a low plank. Draw your tailbone down to even out your lumbar spine. Press up and back. Find downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, set your hands shoulder distance apart and your feet hip distance apart. Pull your tailbone down as you tuck your belly in, puff slightly between your shoulder blades, and then draw the eyes of your elbows towards one another so your upper arms are looping open. Take your head heavy between your upper arms. Look towards your knees. Breathe here in and out through your nose. You might practice Ujjayi breath by taking your tongue to the back of your 2 front teeth, tucking your chin slightly, and creating that subtle constriction through the back of your throat. Please bend into both knees, look forward, step all the way to the top of your yoga mat. With your feet hip distance and parallel, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Root down to rise up, up, up and away. Come into mountain pose with your exhale. Again, inhale, scoop both arms up overhead, stretching through your fingers. Exhale, like a waterfall, can you drift down to the earth? Inhale, loop your shoulder blades back, stretch forward through your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step into a high plank pose. Again, lower all the way down to the floor. Walk your fingers back so they meet the edges of your ribs. Loop your shoulders back, tuck your elbows towards one another. Press down through all 10 toes so even your kneecaps are lifted. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. This is not a big movement. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Root down through your hands and your knees. You're coming through that low plank into downward facing dog. From your hands this time, root down. Press into the finger pads of every single finger on each hand. And now gently internally rotate your forearms, your lower arms, as you externally rotate your upper arms.
Push your chest towards your thighs as though there were hands on the cusp of your hips pressing you back. Remember those delicious yoga adjustments once upon a time? Root down through your feet. If your heels never touch the earth, that's okay. Bend into both knees, look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale, sprout your spine long into that table shape. Exhale, fold and stretch the backs of your legs. Press into your feet. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Mountain pose, set your hands alongside your body. Readjust, stand proud and firm like a great big mountain. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, slope all the way down to the earth, fingers crash into the floor. Inhale, lift your heart, reaching forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, plant your palms, step into a high plank, hold this time. Draw your tailbone down, squeeze into your midline so you're feeling this magnetic, energetic pull into the center line of your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come forward on the tips of your toes so the crown of your head reaches forward. It might just be a few inches. Bend your elbows, hover just above the floor, then turn onto the tops of your feet. Loop your shoulders back, squeeze your glutes, lift your heart and your chest. This is upward dog. My knees are lifted from the floor. Just my hands and my feet are connected to the earth. Now engage through your core to drift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Bend through both knees. Look forward. This time you might consider hopping to the top of your yoga mat, springing your heart forward and folding back down. Inhale, rise to the sky. Stretch your arms high up and retreat back to wonderful mountain pose at the top of your mat. We'll move through Surya Namaskar B a little bit faster. Take your big toes together. Spread the rest of your toes wide, like you're shoving one of those pedicure foam pieces between each of your toes. Now sit low down into your hips. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Fold to the earth. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step into high plank, lower halfway or all the way. It is a choose your own adventure with your transitions from here on in. Lift up into your back bend and move to downward facing dog. Root your left foot into the earth, step your right foot forward. We'll take a warrior lunge variation for our Surya Namaskar B. With your arms up overhead, lift through your chest, inhale. Now exhale, plant your palms on the floor, step through plank pose, really slow, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ground through your right foot, step your left foot forward. Inhale, extend your arms high. Exhale here. Inhale again, strengthen through your legs. Exhale, plant your palms. Step into plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, sweep your heart high for your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And anytime you wish, your downward facing dog can transfer into a child's pose, a more restful pose instead. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend into your knees. This time straighten and bend your knees a few times. 1, 2, 3, and the next time you come towards straight, hop or step forward. Find that buoyancy before you inhale your spine long. Exhale and fold. Now drop your bum really low like you're about to sit into a kiddie chair. Reach your arms up alongside your ears and return to mountain pose. Arms rest alongside your body. Capture your breath. Notice what you're feeling here. With your big toes together, again, Inhale, sink low in your chair, Utkatasana. Breathe here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower down to the earth. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into plank pose. This time, take your left hand under your face, right to the center of your yoga mat, and roll onto the side of your left foot. Option A, stack both feet on top of one another. Option B, use your right foot as a kickstand. Push down through that right foot to lift up your hip. Option C, you can lift up your right leg and your right hand. Wherever you go, let's hold for 3. Keep lifting your hips. 2. On 1, drift your body back through center, push it into downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, ripple your weight forward until your shoulders come above your wrists. Take your right hand under your face, rotate onto the outside edge of your right foot. Phase 1, stay here. Variation 2, press your left foot into the floor. That will imprint down to lift your hips up. Variation 3, your left leg lifts, so does your left arm. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Take both hands to the floor. Reach back, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple your weight forward, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ground down through your left foot. Step your right foot between both hands. Scissor your inner thighs together and stretch your arms up. Breathe here. If you're using Ujjayi breath, find it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Push back through your left heel, bend down through your front knee. Breathe in. Exhale, take both hands to the floor. If you feel strong, hover your right leg as you move into high plank. Bend both elbows, drift just above the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Root down through your right foot. Step your left foot between your hands. Scissor your inner thighs together as you rise up. Keep rolling your right hip forward and tracking your left hip back. Relax your left toes, but fire up through your right leg. Breathe here. Lower your hands to the floor. Step back into that 3-legged plank if you wish. Release down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Drive your body up into upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. That's about 25 seconds. From downward dog, bend your knees, hop or step forward. Inhale, perk your chest up halfway. Exhale to fold. Sink your hips low, reach your arms high, chair pose, and come all the way up to stand. Mountain pose, a moment to restabilize. 5 breaths. This time, could you bring your big toes together? Bend into both knees, reach your arms up overhead, chair pose, hold here. Squeeze your knees together, draw your tailbone down, hug your belly in, or reach your shoulder blades back. Your hands are active, but your jaw is relaxed. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward, kiss the ground with your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. It's long like a table. Exhale, plant your palms, step into high plank pose. Take your left hand under your face, roll onto the outside edge of your left foot, just like we did before. This time, bend your right knee, place your right foot on the floor behind you, lift your pubic bone up, lift your right arm up and over, wild thing, or revolved downward dog. Breathe here for 3. Keep lifting your pelvis, squeezing your glutes, the muscles of your legs are active. 2. On 1, gracefully move your body back through center directly into downward dog. Inhale through your nose, push that exhale out through your mouth. Inhale, soar your body forward, high plank. Place your right hand under your face, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot now. Stretch your left arm high. Take your left foot back behind you, press your left foot into the floor, pull your pubic bone up, lift your left arm up and over, wild thing. Feel your heart bursting open here, a pose that makes anything feel possible. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, rotate your body back through center, find downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way to your tummy. Take your hands, reach your hands back behind you, interlace your hands behind you, plug your shoulder blades together. Press your pubic bone down and start to lift your hands, lift your feet, lift your toes. Everything elevating away from the earth. Notice the smile emerging across your collarbones. Notice the strength beaming through your legs. Bring them up even higher. Either stay here or bend your legs, reach back, catch your feet, the ankles, or maybe just reach for your feet and use your body as resistance. Press your feet away, pull them towards you, lift your heart for 3, 2, and 1. Take rest on your tummy. And bring your forehead back through center. Place your hands alongside your chest. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Ease that breath out. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot between your hands, scissor your thighs together, reach your arms up. Rotate your left foot to face the left long edge of your mat and readjust your right foot so your right heel intersects with the arch of your back foot. Now fire up your left leg, root down through the outside edge of your left foot, bend deep into your right knee. Press through the 4 corners of both feet and hug your thighs together like you're trying to scrunch your yoga mat up underneath your pelvis. Take your left hand down your back thigh, reach your right arm up and over, inhale. And as you exhale, place your right elbow on your right thigh, draw your tailbone down, pick your pubic bone up, and extend your left arm up alongside your left ear. Keep your legs so strong, hug them in towards one another as you lift right back up into straight arms as well as straight legs. Plug your right hip back, reach your right fingers forward before you take them down to your right shin and set your left arm up overhead for Trikonasana. That action of rooting down through your feet continues. Try to push your feet so far down you feel you could push through the earth's core. Now lift right back up and rotate your left arm down your left leg, right arm stretches up and over, revolved triangle. Come forward again, bend through your right knee. Take your right fingers to the upper right corner of your yoga mat. Your left hand comes to your left hip. Slide your left foot forward, lift that left leg up, flex your foot so your toes face the left lateral line of your yoga mat. Readjust your right hand so it's directly beneath your right shoulder and begin to rotate your pelvis towards the left. Keep pressing back through your left heel. Once you find stability, take your left arm high to the sky. Breathe here. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. With a micro bend in your right knee, take your left hand down to the floor beneath your left shoulder. Neutralize your pelvis. Start to draw your right hip and your right ribs up and back. Take your right hand up. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. If you wobble out, it's okay, come right back in. Listen carefully. Take your right hand down to the floor. Bend your left knee. Slide your left leg to the floor behind your right leg until you drop your bum and arrive in a seated spinal twist setup. Walk your right hand back behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, rotate towards the right. Plug your left elbow into your leg. Rotate through your ribs. Gaze behind you. Now flex your fingers. Press down through your left thigh. Press down through your right big toe mound. Roll your right ribs back. Inhale. Exhale, unravel. Come back through center. Full rotation in the opposite direction. If you can, heel toe your right foot to the left edge of your yoga mat and stack your knees by any amount. Press down through your fingers to extend up and out through your spine. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Breathe here. Inhale, lift your spine back up, lean back, unwrap your legs, and find Navasana, boat pose. So you're balancing somewhere between your tailbone and your sits bones. Both knees are driving into each other, as are your ankle bones. Reach your arms out alongside your legs, loop your shoulders back, lift your chest, and squeeze into your core like you're wearing a corset. Breathe here for 5, 4, stay with it for 3. Spine is lifted 2. On 1, take your right ankle over your left ankle. Plant your palms, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands. Hug through that midline to rise up into your high lunge. Open your arms wide for warrior 2. Now your right ankle is really strong. Your right lateral edge of your foot meets the lateral edge of your mat. Bend deep into your left knee. Squeeze your thighs together and gaze over your left fingers. Inhale. Exhale, take your right hand down your back thigh. Stretch your left arm up and over. What a delightful stretch through your side body. Drift forward, take your left elbow onto your thigh and stretch your right arm up alongside your ear. Look up or down. Keep hugging your thighs in, draping your left hip under. Root down through the 4 corners of both feet to rise up into straight arms and straight legs. Look over your left fingers, stretch those fingers forward, lower down. Here we are, Trikonasana. The work comes from really finding deep rotation through your right ribs, up and back, while your left leg, your bottom leg, is externally rotated. Breathe here. Pick yourself back up, sweep your top arm back, take a moment in exalted triangle. Prepping for Ardha Chandrasana, bend through your front knee and take your left hand either to the floor or to a block up towards the upper left corner of your mat. Lift up your right leg, externally rotate through your left thigh and your right thigh. Take your right hand to your hip or to the sky. Push through your right heel. Look up or down. Breathe here. Take your right hand to the floor, level out your hips, your right toes now face down, bend, micro bend into your left knee. Tug your left hip back, rotate your left ribs up, take your left hand towards the sky. Keep lifting your right heel, you're in a revolved or twisted Ardha Chandrasana. Very good. Left hand lowers to the floor. Bend your right knee. Take that right leg down to the floor. Your left foot is flat on the earth and you find your seated spinal twist. Breathing here. In your seated spinal twist, take your left hand behind you. Stretch your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate towards the left. Push your right elbow into your left thigh. Reach through the crown of your head and deepen that twist. Spread the fingers of your right hand wide. Press your left big toe mound into the floor as you push your right thigh into the floor. Inhale. Exhale, unravel. Take a full counter twist. Come back through center. If you can, heel toe your left foot towards the right long edge of your mat. Stack your knees. A moment here to ease into this deep forthcoming hip stretch. Inhale. Exhale, maybe you opt to go even further, to get even juicier, coming forward by any amount. Inhale, rise back up. Unwrap your legs. Bring your knees towards one another. Lean back, find that spot between your sit bones and your tailbone. Navasana bow pose again. However, this time, can you release your arms alongside your legs and just flirt? Flirt with the idea of straightening your legs. You don't have to. They might come into a little more extension and shake, 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 shake you out of it. But even if you just move a little bit further than your comfort zone, you'll start to break through muscular patterns. Keep those knees coming in towards one another as you do this. Take a breath in. Exhale, cross your left ankle over your right leg. Press your palms down, float back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees wide on your yoga mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Float your bum towards your heels. Rest your forehead to the floor. Child's pose. From child's pose, lift yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet, towards the back of your yoga mat. Take your peace and love fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your crown of your head forward. Exhale, hinge by any amount. Bend into your elbows, draw your hips and your tailbone up as you drape your forehead and the crown of your head down. Push your fingers down with your toes, pull your toes up with your fingers. Inhale, rise up halfway, walk your hands beneath your shoulders. Exhale here. Second round, take your hands under your feet, entirely under your feet. Dig your toes into your wrists, give your toes and your wrists a little massage. Inhale, lengthen any amount. Exhale, bend at your elbows again. Cave your body forward, let your head drop. Breathe here. Lean your way back into your heels. Walk your hands out from under your legs. Walk your hands onto your thighs and come up to stand. Take your shoulders up and back, mountain pose, close your eyes, find balance again. Step your left foot halfway up your yoga mat, bend into your right knee, and place your right foot to the inside of your left thigh as your hands come together, heart center, tree pose. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your right knee forward, bend ever so slightly into your left leg, and push your right leg back, leveling your torso out with your yoga mat. That right leg does not have to be straight. Keep zipping your inner thighs up and back as you take your left fingers down towards the floor. Rotate your right leg open. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. We've been here before. Except this time you have the choice to bend your right knee, stretch your right hand back, and catch your right foot into a bound half moon pose. Play with the possibilities. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't get there. If you're not here, you're in traditional half moon pose. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Rewind that shape. Take your right leg back as though you're in warrior 3. Bend into your left knee. Use all that strength to lift up, 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 up. Keep driving your right knee up towards your nose. Finally, lower your right foot onto the floor. Shake out your ankle. Shake out your hips. Take a moment here. Other side. Bend into your left knee. Take your left foot to the inner edge of your right thigh and meet your hands at heart center. 5 breaths. Start to drive your left knee forward, only to push that leg back. Hover your torso above the earth. Find warrior 3. Your left leg is strong with your gaze set on something still. Balance comes from a set gaze or drishti and consistent breath. Now take your right fingers down beneath your right shoulder. Open your pelvis towards the left side of your yoga mat. Flex your left foot and take your left hand to the sky. If you fall out, come back in. Option now to bend your left knee, catch your foot with your hand, and explore, play with a bind. 3 breaths. Rewind this shape. First, drift back into warrior 3. With a deep bend in your front knee, start to come through standing. Lift your left knee up, up, up. Lower it to the floor. Stillness or movement, you choose. From the top of your yoga mat, with your feet hip distance apart, inhale, spring your arms up, reach back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lengthen. Another dramatic comes out your mouth as you fold. Plant your palms, step into high plank pose. Take your left hand under your face, roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. This time, can you take your right leg, lift it up, and maybe place your right foot into your inner thigh or beneath your knee for side plank with a tree. Reach your right arm up, look forward or up. Breathe for 3. Keep lifting your hips. 2. On 1, your right hand comes to the floor as your hips float high. Downward facing dog. Inhale, Push out that big sigh. Exhale. Inhale, hover forward. Place your right hand under your face. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. Send your left arm high. Lift your left leg up. Bend into the knee above or beneath your right knee. You can set that leg for a balancing tree shape. Lift your fingers high. Lift your hips high. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Press your hands into the earth. Push your bum high. Downward dog. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, lower, halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ground through your left foot. Inhale, stretch your right leg high. Exhale, come forward to a high plank with that right knee lifted. Tap your right elbow with your right knee. Puff between your shoulder blades. Find some core strength. Now take your right leg back up, three-legged dog. Inhale, forward again. Bring your right knee with you, but this time tap your left elbow. Lift it a little higher. Push back, three-legged dog. Finally, come forward. Bring your knee forward towards your nose. Try to give it a kiss. And release that right knee down for pigeon pose. Place your hands into the earth. Peel your shoulders back. Lift your heart and your chest. Take a moment here. Root down through your left hand. Option A, stay here. Option B, extend your right arm behind you. Bend into your left leg. Catch your foot. And if you can't catch your foot, you can simply reach for it, starting to work the left quad as well as the outer right hip. Lift your heart, lift your chest, breathe in. And the exhale, release that work, come down, rest on the floor, 5 breaths. Good, lift yourself all the way up, lean into your right hip. Take your left leg out on a nice, beautiful angle, so V shape. Reach your peace fingers from your left hand towards your left big toe and stretch your right arm up and over. Push through your sit bones, lengthen through your side body, sink a little deeper. Inhale one more time, but as you exhale, rotate your torso, gaze at your left knee, frame your leg with your hands and fold forward. You're in a deep forward fold. Inhale, come back up, bring your knees together, squeeze your knees together, take your peace and love fingers, catch your toes again, and by any amount, straighten your legs. Maybe you open them and close them, you can be a bit playful here. If the strength is there from this place, it might be more accessible to come into a full Navasana. Try to release your hands. Breathe in for 3, 2, 1, your right ankle comes over your left ankle, press up and back, downward facing dog. Optional Vinyasa. From downward dog, inhale your left leg high. Exhale, hover forward, tap your left elbow with your left knee. Push back, three-legged dog. Nice and slow, hover forward, curl under your body, tap your right elbow with your left knee, lift it up a little higher, press back, three-legged dog. Again, come forward, puff into your shoulder blades like you would in cat-cow. Bring your knee a little higher before you drop it down to pigeon pose. Stretch back through your right leg, wiggle out your hips. Ease into the shape. Push your right hand into the floor. If you're working on the bind, gaze behind you. Consider where you're about to go. Maybe reach your left arm back behind you and catch your right leg. All the work is here in the quad and the outer hip. Draw your tailbone down to get even more work in the quad. Lift your heart and your chest to extend through your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Come down. Sleeping. Quiet pigeon, 5 breaths. Walk your hands in towards your body. Drop all of your weight towards your right hip so you can take your right leg forward and find that half V shape. Your left foot grazes the inner line of your right leg. Take your index and middle finger towards your right big toe. Soar your left arm up and over. Root down through both sit bones like you're pushing down to rise up, just like we would do in our tabletop position. Now change your mind about that. Take your hands to frame your right leg. Look towards your knee and fold forward. Inhale, walk your hands up. Bring your legs out in front, directly out in front with both toes facing the sky. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, hug your belly button in. Fold forward, catch the outside edges of your feet or your shins. Inhale, pull the outside edges of your feet towards you. Lengthen through your spine, stretching through your hamstrings here. Exhale, fold. Look down or keep your gaze set on your big toes. 5 breaths. Very good. Walk yourself back up. Take your hands to the floor. Set your hips to the center of your yoga mat. So you're balancing again between your sits bones and your tailbone. Hug your knees in and straighten your legs out by any amount. Navasana. Inhale, straighten your legs and your arms. Exhale, come down, hover. Pull yourself back up. You're going to come down and pull yourself back up. One more time. Pull yourself back up. And then catch the backs of your legs. Fall to the earth. Rock your knees side to side. Please place the soles of your feet on the floor, directly beneath your knees. Press your hands into the earth, lift your pubic bone up, and interlace your hands beneath your back if that's available to you. Spread your toes nice and wide, pin down through the big toe mound. You're stretching out your quads, so find that sensation by squeezing your glutes together, drawing your tailbone down, and engaging the muscles of your legs. Breathe here. Ripple your spine back down to the earth. Pause when you get there. Inhale. Exhale. Second variation. Take your time and choose whether you're going to come up into bridge pose again or work with me up into full wheel. We have done lots of quad opening and back bending to prep our bodies for this place. I will walk you through full wheel bit by bit. I will walk you through full wheel bit by bit, so you don't have to come all the way up. You can make your way into step 1, step 2, step 3, or grand finale. So either come into full wheel or bridge pose now. Place your feet parallel and flat on the floor. For full wheel, inhale your arms up, turn your palms back so your palms could make handprints on the ceiling. And now bend your elbows, place your hands beside your ears. And depending on the amount of compression through your shoulder joints, you might need to widen your hands a little bit here. With firmness in your feet, root down to come up onto the crown of your head. So this is a great place to work from. Feel free to stay here. When you get here, squeeze your bum cheeks together, engage your quads, and perhaps lift your heart and your chest. If you've come into full wheel, press your chest forward. Keep rooting down through your palms. Come onto your tippy toes or flat onto your feet. Wherever you are, you're breathing for 3, 2, on 1. Unwind. Take first the crown of your head to the floor. Then tuck your chin into your chest as your spine retreats back to the earth. Plant your hands on your belly. Let your knees fall into each other and feel the rise or the high from that big, big back bend. Yogi's choice, you can stay here for 5 breaths, take bridge pose again, or go up into full wheel one more time. What does your body need? Follow that intuitive knowing. Wherever you've gone, start to make your way back down to the earth. Upon arriving on the earth, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle massage by rocking and rolling, circling your spine and your knees. A flow practice is about transporting you away from all the distractions, keeping you so distracted in the shapes and the breath that you do get a break from the worry and anxiety of everyday life. And as we move into our final closing poses, can you give yourself permission to stay present with your breath and your practice? Drop your feet down to the floor, shift your hips to the left, and let your knees just fall over to the right. With your arms open wide or set out like goalposts with bent elbows. Drape your shoulders onto the floor and turn your gaze over your left fingers. Surrender into a spinal twist for 5 breaths. Perfect. Bring your knees back through center. Push through your feet, shift your hips to the right, drop both knees down to the left. Find your arm, your head, and your neck variation. 5 breaths here. Bring your knees back through center. Please hug them in towards your chest or take happy baby pose. Catch the outside edges of your feet. Again, you're just moving your body through some little self-massage actions here. And take your legs, lie your legs flat down onto the floor. Please come into final Shavasana, corpse pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax and release your body onto the mat. Turn your palms to face up. And gently separate the biting surfaces of your teeth and close your eyes. Please feel free to stay here as long as you need. The longer Shavasana, the better, in my opinion. Thank you for showing up, for practicing. Namaste.